established side. So I think credit to the Giants, but also well done Featherstone for winning that. Do you want to take us through the standings as they were before that match happened?
Yeah, Leeds and Wigan are the remaining 200%ers.
I'm a Wigan Warriors women's fan now. I'm too disillusioned with the men.
Rachel Thompson fanboy. St Helens and Castleford fall to 75%. York are 50%. Wyre on 40%. Featherstone and Huddersfield were at 25% at the time we worked that out. They'll obviously jump up to...
They'll be on 40 now, and Huddersfield will be on 20, I think.
Yeah, with Bradford on 20 and Wakefield winless at the bottom.
It was round 10 of the Championship, I think. Toulouse versus Bradford was cancelled / postponed because of the limits on part-time clubs travelling to France. It was Dewsbury 24, Featherstone 68. London 46, Whitehaven 12. We have a fan view.
Yep, Dr. Hideous said there was only one set of fumble fingers available. Broncos had them in the first half and so couldn't turn any sustained pressure into points. 4-12 at the break. In the second half, Haven coughed up plenty of possession and the Broncos scored like clockwork every 5 minutes on 42, 47, 52, 57, 62 and 67 minutes until Hankinson on drums played a daringly jazzy syncopated solo for 74 minutes to bring up the 50.
Hankinson on drums, that's funny. Newcastle 40, Oldham 6. We had a viewing on this one as well, pointing out a very touching story from the last week.
Yeah, Lee Whitnell telling us about this one, saying, just wanted to drop a note about young Sam Houseall's incredible character to play today after his dad passing this week, and then to score a try for him on Father's Day in front of the whole Housall clan who went up to watch him. A lovely moment at the end of a shit week.
Yeah, and he was awarded player of the match as well. Scored a good try from a kick, powerful effort from him, and I mean the story outweighs even any of those efforts. Our condolences to Sam for his dad passing away this week, and to go out on Father's Day and perform. Absolute credit to the kid.
Yeah, just what incredible fortitude to be able to do that. I mean, all the best to him.
Yeah, and I think that that in many ways that is the story of the week, Sam Houseall. So thanks to Lee for getting in touch to make sure we didn't forget about it. Swinton 4, Halifax 34, and then a close one in the Championship game of the week. York 20, Batley 22. We had a fan view in.
York made too much of we've got too many big experienced players and didn't expect Batley's forwards to dominate them like they did in the first half. They didn't gel at half-back, and whilst York had 10 minutes early in the second half, Batley drew second wind, which York hadn't expected, but should have after seeing Batley come back from the dead against Sheffield, Swinton and Whitehaven. And, yeah, I mean, the Batley try at the end and the brilliant hands from Elliot Hall to put that one through, to join in for that, was absolutely fantastic. And well done to Batley.
Yep, so thanks Phil for getting in touch on that one. Widnes 30, Sheffield 20. Finally there. So do you want to tell us about the standings in the old Championship?
Toulouse and Featherstone maintain their 100% records. Batley and Bradford are the closest chasers on 77. London have 65 and Halifax 60 as the only others that are above 50%. Widnes are 7th, improving to 45% ahead of York and Sheffield on 40. Newcastle have 38, Dewsbury 33, Whitehaven 25 and Oldham have 20. Swinton are still waiting to get off the mark.
League One, it was round 7. West Wales 10, North Wales 60 in an ultimately one-sided Wales derby. Scholars 14, Barrow 24. So the Scholars hung in with top of the table Barrow, who we got a fan view on.
Yeah, Dr. Idiot said when one of the Greenhouse identical twins was sent off an eye gouge on 38 minutes, Scholars were down 12. Now, justifiably so because of all the penalties they were giving away.
Now that you could understand if they got the wrong one.
Yes, you can, because having managed both of them in a team, I could never tell them apart. So, yeah, good luck. They are very identical. Less so now, actually, because one of them's a little bit wider. We won I'm not saying which. We won the last 42 minutes 14-12, clearly demonstrating it was a tactical gouge and not just thuggish foul play. If only Coleman had managed to get himself sent off too for his first half, gobbing off at the ref, and we might have won. I mean, yeah, well, a Coleman gobbing off, what a surprise.
Workington 34, Rochdale 28 in another exciting match. And then Hunslet 18, Doncaster 18 in a draw. We got a fan viewing too on the draw.
We did. Enjoying a Father's Day treat was Shoddy and Mungo Allen, who said, "My first game in the flesh for 18 months was a good one. Scoreless at half-time, but Hunslet had the better chances. More open in the second half, and Hunslet looked to have secured the win until an injury time Donny score. 1 point each, well deserved."
And then Coventry versus Keighley was postponed due to COVID-19 isolations within the Keighley squad. So you got the Sunday afternoon off, Tim?
It was actually well received because we've got a block of 4 home games in a row. So to have it broken up was actually quite good timing, really.
Yeah,
nice.
Especially with the big day coming up soon.
Yeah, we did a lot of wedding-related admin and such things and purchases.
Good stuff. What about the standings? Not for the wedding admin, but for the League One table.
Barrow stay on 100% at the top, Workington on 85%, Doncaster 78%, Keighley and Hunslet both on 50%, North Wales on 42% with Coventry on 33%, Rochdale and London Scholars both have 28%, and West Wales are yet to get off the mark at the bottom, and you think now, without any halfbacks, they're not going to get there anytime soon.
No. It was round 15, Dan Ander. I've never tried to do an accent before. That failed, I think. In the NRL, where it was the Broncos 0, the Rabbitohs 46. Herbie Farnworth played for the Broncos and got 139 metres, but Tom Burgess played for the Rabbits and got 185. And David's been up to his old tricks from last week again.
Yeah, NRL Review says the Fluffy Bunnies were again dominant over the Ponies after dabbling with right-wing conservatives and the communist red and greens shift left for the first score. Tessie Newby was impressive, but he did knock on for an intercept. Lucky Xavier Jumpers made the cover tackle on the LGBTQI plus representative. A weird ruck and maul moment happened, and even more surreal set of passes in the Ponies in goal. PB and J got in trouble for a KFC crusher. Overall, it was dominant. Fluffy Bunnies 46, Ponies 0.
Cowboys 24, Sharks 26.
Well, I've lost my thing. The Goldfish got out to an early lead, and it was all going swimmingly until the reverse Cowgirls turned the table and really started to ride them. Some great play by Casanova Watson resulted in nothing but 2 late trials from Carl Velcro, had them clinging on to hope, but the reverse Cowgirls let them run too late, and Goldfish remembered how to win. Still not sure why the NZ Koi hasn't got a deal for next year.
Panthers 38, Roosters 12, so they get the Origin players back in the win, I guess.
Yeah, after the Chicks went chick boom twice early, I can see clearly guided. Yeah, there we go. Guided the Black Cats to victory in damp conditions. Brian Freo got 2 with others tries to yo-yo and Charlie Brownstains. The Chicks just had no answer without the small child Sam Walker, which is Companions 38, Chicks 12.
It was the Knights 10, the Warriors 6, and Dom Young got to play his part in another Knights victory.
Yeah, and yet another review on this one. From the first kick-off, the Scary Faces were up against a blowing wind. Looked like the Metal Men were running downhill, but Glam Rocker at full-back looked dangerous for the Scary Faces. It took some when Mr. Man dropped it and the Scaries went 80, and young Dom Young missed the cover tackle. Metal Men kept pushing and got 1. A tight second half and setting up for FG. It gets to non-neck to seal it with a try.
Dragons 22, Raiders 20. it was all George Williams' fault, but he didn't obviously play. Josh Hodgson had a try assist and 51 tackles. Elliot Whitehead had a try assist, and Ryan Sutton had a try assist. So try assists all around for the Brit boys.
Yep.
No win.
Review on this one said the mouth breathers looked to blow hard into the wind, but the Kermits not in green struck first and second. Pimple helped lay on the second, but from then they learned it's not easy being green despite Tapas crushing over to give them a 12-point lead. They gave up 3 tries to lose. Some great play from the Breathers with the wind, and some big moments went their way. Mouth Breathers 22, Kermits 20.
It was the Storm 66, the West Tigers 16.
Yeah, and it was always going to be tough for the Kittens, but they were easily lost in the mist of the cheese shop. Got the first, and the tries just kept coming. The mist beat the clock in the first half. The second got a little better, but the Kittens' milk was well and truly sour. Harry Grunt definitely made the right call last year to re-enter the mist. The Kittens, with some late pats on the head, the mist 66. Kittens 16.
I mean, they're quite fun, but I'm looking forward to him going back to work. Eels 36, Bulldogs 10, and Thompson played but lost, unfortunately, for the Bulldogs. Hey ho, probably not his fault.
Puppies took a tick bath, and after 40 minutes looked like it worked, and the Parasites returned. The Thompson twins were pretty enormous. It was Parasites middles that dominated and finally took over as the weather cleared. Parasites 36, Puppies 10.
And David Hunter said, as an Eels fan, this game against the Bulldogs is always a worry. It was a case again in the first half that the Bulldogs brought them down to their level. Finally, the Eels clicked into gear and got a roll on. In the end, it was a big day for Papali'i, Lane, and a double on debut for Sean Russell.
Sounds like a breed of dog, doesn't it?
And it was the Titans 24, the Sea Eagles 56.
Early on, diesel injection went twin turbo, but it was the grubber that had the double phalanx erector huge lead at half. A motivational half-time talk from Des Hazelnut reignited the diesel, and the Flappers flew away with it leaving the opposition limp. Flappers 56, double phalanx 24.
What does that mean for the standings?
Storm and Panthers are in 1 and 2 on 26 points. Eels and Rabbits on 3rd and 4th on 24 points. Roosters 20 points with the Eagles on 18 before a gap to the Dragons, Sharks and Reverse Cowgirls on 14. The Raiders, Warriors and Knights are on 12 points chasing the top 8. Titans and West Tigers are on 10 with the Doggies and newly bottom placed Broncos adrift on 6 points each.
Yeah, points difference has shoved the Broncos down onto the bottom. There was some other games. We'll start with the one David got in touch about, which was the Eels Reserve 22, the Mounties 6. David said, the 4 halves in this game had collective worst performance I have ever seen. All have played first grade before but are a long way from it. T2, Rankin, Lewis and Flanagan. It was also a real treat to see the Parramatta Baldies, Right Edge, Rankin, Oldfield and Fergie. God.
Gosh. Collective age 107.
Yeah. No, because Jordan Rankin isn't that old, is he? Because he started playing when he was like 10 or something in the NRL. But yeah, there's a couple of players there that might be options for Super League clubs next year, desperate for a half-back. I don't think both Lewis and Flanagan will be in the NRL next year. I think one of those two might be a Super League target.
Yeah, 2 other results to mention as well. It finished in the Women's Super League South. The British Army 12, the London Broncos playing their first ever game 20, so well done to them. Yeah. And it also finished down on the south coast, playing their first ever game as Brighton and Hove Rugby League. It finished Brixton 22, Brighton and Hove 16.
Excellent stuff. Right, well, we've covered everything there, from reserve grade to the south coast to the reverse cowgirls and obviously the proper stuff. Reverse cowgirls. Which one's your favourite? I kind of think he uses the mist the best in the way he tells his stories, but I
like the mouth breathers actually.
Yeah, they are quite good. Anyway, let's move on and make some guesses.